Hi, I'm David Hankins.
And I'm Paul Hankins.
And we're two of the co-creators of what we hope is everyone's favorite comic book, Power Squared. This week is our 51st of these weekly videos.
Yeah, it's a big milestone.
Right, next week will be the 1
Bigger.
year. Yeah, big. So this is the it's kind of interesting to have done it for a year.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it. I hope that people are watching and enjoying it as well.
Yes.
Not every week is a busy week at Power Squared. Our artist is back online, so to speak, I guess. She was kind of waylaid by Hurricane Dorian. That sort of made her leave her house in Savannah. Now she's back. So we are having her work, instead of pages, working on the mascot for the newsletter.
Yes.
And for a t-shirt design that we want to have. So that's coming along. We're pretty close, I think.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd spend this week in Power Square talking a little bit about the newsletter, the Hound Dogs Howl. Right?
Right.
We started this as a way of sort of trying to build a community with our readership and those people that we've met at our 2 signings.
Yeah.
We're also trying to incorporate the mascot design into the letterhead.
Yes.
You want to show them what that looks like?
It'll be on the screen here.
Right. It's not the final design of the mascot, but that's what it's going to look like. And why do we call it the Hound Dogs Howl, Paul?
Because that's the name of the school paper in Power Squared.
Right. So I thought it'd be kind of a cool little way of linking everything together.
Yes.
And that's why we try to refer to our burgeoning fan base as the Hound Dogs, not as an insult, but just because that's what the name of the school mascot was. And that's why we call it the Hound Dogs Howl. We did it went from being the, was it Power Square newsletter to the Hound Dogs Howl, and that threw a few people.
Yeah.
And we tried to talk about what's going on, what we're doing. Like this week, we're talking about our 3rd podcast on Podbean.
Yes.
That we did.
Link in the description.
That we did on Friday, and that we're also trying to make available on iTunes. We've pushed it. iTunes has to review it or whatever, make sure we're not cursing a lot. And we'll see if it gets up when it's available. We'll make that available through the website, and we'll mention it here, and we'll mention it in the newsletter, and hopefully that'll be easier for people to listen to, because Podbean, you have to have that particular app, and everybody has it.
Right. So by putting it up on iTunes, it should be easier to access.
Right. So we try to talk about what's going on with pages we're getting. Talk about on the newsletter, we'll talk about the YouTube channel. We'll talk about the podcast. We'll talk about our plans for this much talked about Kickstarter that we're going to hopefully get underway here pretty soon.
Yes.
As I think the last final piece would be the T-shirt that we're trying to get designed.
Should be a great reward tier.
I think so. Yeah, I'm hoping that gets people a little excited. And we talk about other things like recommendations, things that we've seen that are that we like and we wanted people to know about.
That's right.
Right. This week we're talking about
Tuttenstein.
Right. Which is a series from.
It's a Discovery Kids show. That's about King Tut. His name is a little different. In real life, it's Tutankhamun. In the show, it's Tutankhamun.
Okay.
It was based on Tutankhamun, and he's been revived 3,000 years after his accidental death, and he has to cope with how the world has changed drastically in that time, and he's no longer the king of everything.
Right. So
although in his heart he still is.
That's something you've discovered recently.
Yeah.
And so that's the kind of thing we'll recommend. Or there's a book we're reading that we think is good or bad. We'll mention that. Or we'll talk about other people's Kickstarters that we think we're supporting, or causes like giving to the hurricane, or hurricane relief. And when the Amazon was burning, there was a charity came up to try to help with that, and we were supporting that. So we were trying to get other, not just all Power Squared all the time, but other things that we are interested in, and causes we'd like to support. And we never get political.
Right.
That's really not the point of the newsletter.
That's right.
So
politics is boring, and
yeah, it has no place in our comic book world. So if you're not a subscriber and you would like to subscribe, there will be a
link in the description.
And we would encourage you to. It would be the Hound Dog's Howl, and we send out every Sunday around this video.
Yes.
It goes out, and we'll encourage you to subscribe if you have not subscribed already.
It doesn't cost you anything, and you get a free copy of issue number 1.
That's right, just to get kind of a starter set, get you started, and hopefully interested in buying the rest that are out there. All right, anything else you want to talk about today?
I think that about covers it.
Okay.
So if you like this video, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, or even when there's more happening.
Right.
Ring the notification bell if you want to see exactly when these go up, and commenting and sharing helps as well.
Yes, and we encourage you to, if you know somebody that might be interested, show them the site. Can't hurt. Can't hurt us, at least. So until next week, I'm David Hankins.
I'm Paul Hankins.
And this has been a week in Power Squared.